Hi, I'm Phyllis, southernfrugal.com. I wanted to just take an opportunity to thank y'all, to all the new subscribers. When I looked this morning, I had 53,000, and I don't know what it is right now, but anyway, thank y'all for subscribing, and also thank you for all the great comments. Y'all are just unbelievable with the comments. Thank you so much. So, I had a lot of questions on the comments last night, yesterday too, I guess, concerning the Instant Pot. A lot of people didn't know what an Instant Pot was. So, an Instant Pot is actually just an electric pressure cooker. That's what it is. And the Instant Pot, or at least the one I've got, is programmable. Now, I want to, for all y'all that are afraid of pressure cookers, they've come a long, long way since the 50s, really maybe the 40s. Because here's the thing, and this is why you don't have to worry about them. That's a little safety valve. Now, if anything happens and the pressure gets too high, there is no way the lid can blow off. No way, because it's, I mean, it would have to almost be a bomb to blow off. This little thing is going to blow out and the steam's going to come out there, and it'd be real hard for you to be standing right over it even if it did that. Now this is the Instant Pot right here, and this, well, let me turn y'all around and show you. Alright, this is the Instant Pot. It's a pressure cooker. It's programmable. This is a stove top pressure cooker. Now this one is maybe, I don't know, I really don't know, maybe 20 years old at this point, I'm not sure. It's stainless steel, and the inside of it is stainless steel also, which is exactly why I bought it. And I had a lot of trouble finding a stainless steel back then, but I finally found one. It's got a gasket on it right here, and on the stove top it fits against that little metal thing right there. Alright, on the stove top there's the pressure valve. Now when the steam is fully up, this little thing turns purple and it comes all the way up even. The same thing happens with the Instant Pot. That one's white, but it comes all the way up. And again, if something happened on the one on that would be the stove top, that little pressure valve is going to blow out. And think about it, you'd be standing about right here. That steam's going to come out, and unless you're standing right over it, you're not even going to get burned or anything. But what are the chances of that happening? Probably zero. What you'd have to do on the stove top is turn it on high, walk out of the room and leave it and forget it. It's going to start whistling and steaming and making all kinds of rackets long before it would blow. So that's something to remember. Alright, let me get this stuff down here ready and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back and we're going to go ahead and fix kind of a one-pot meal in this Instant Pot. So I've got a quarter of small cabbage, and I just cut it in, it's a half cabbage cut in half. I'm going to put it in there whole, and of course this part we wouldn't eat anyway, and it's probably not going to cook as done. This is some of the ham that was left over from the Winking Ham back in June 25th, yeah. So this is, really 2 servings or a little bit more for Mr. Bucky. So we're going to go ahead and get this Instant Pot started, and then we'll talk about the differences in the 2 pressure cookers. Alright, so now it's on, and I'm going to, I'm not going to even put it on saute. We'll just do it like that doesn't exist right now. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is add 1 cup of water. Let me move y'all in closer so you can see. There. So I'm going to put in 1 cup of water. I've got my little rack in the bottom. Well, I'm going to have to move y'all yet closer so you can see inside the pot. There. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is put potatoes in. Now this is sort of two medium potatoes. I cut them up in little cubes, and I'm going to put this little bowl in there. This is a Pyrex bowl, and it can go in the oven, so it's not going to be any problem. I don't think you'd want to put anything that's not oven proof inside here. So I put that in, and now I'm going to put the cabbage wedges in. Hope you can, oops, sorry y'all. Hope I can get them in. This is a little tricky here with the camera. There, all right. So I'm going to put those little wedges in, and I'm going to actually wedge them in because they're going to relax once the pressure comes up. Now, I haven't seasoned anything. I simply cooked the potato little cubes in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes just to get them started cooking, because it takes less time for the cabbage than it does for the potatoes. So I want to make sure those are done, and we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so I'm going to put this ham slice right over top of the cabbage, and of course the ham is completely done, and you could certainly do this even with something like luncheon meat. That would be really good too, but I've got this ham that I froze a lot of it because I had purchased a regular big ham back in June, and of course it's just the two of us now. So anyway, now we're ready. We've got our water in. The potatoes I kind of pre-cooked in the microwave, and the ham is already done. So what we're really doing is finishing cooking the potatoes, and we're going to cook the cabbage. Now, I'm going to put the lid on, and this, y'all, this is the hardest part that I have found, is getting the lid of this thing on. You have to kind of match up some little arrows right here. Let's see if y'all can see that. I'm looking at my screen. Let me move y'all back now. That'll work better. All right. Let me turn it up. All right, so on the lid, there's a little arrow that you can barely see. It's into the plastic. And there's another one right over here. And you have to match those up to make that lid go down and fit right. So then you just turn it, close it, and it's going to lock it. All right, and the other thing is, what you want to do is turn your little vent pipe right here. This little thing goes back and forth. You want to turn it back to the back of it, and that seals it. So then the next thing to do is to program it. So what I'm looking for is just, we're probably going to go with 4 minutes since I've got the cabbage still on the little center stalk. So what we're going to do, let's just pick one. Let's pick, I don't know. Let's just pick, we'll pick rice. So it says 12 minutes for the rice. So now I don't want 12 minutes. I really only want 4 minutes. So let's see, we'll take it down. All right, it's on for 4 minutes, and we're going to have to start over. Let me clear it. All right, so now I want the pressure to be on high, and all right, just start over. Can y'all tell I don't know what I'm doing half the time on this? All right, we're going to go manual. All right, we don't want 30 minutes, we only want 4. So I'm just going to take it all the way down to 4. That's 4 minutes. Now usually when I'm using this, if I'm using it for chicken, or I'm using it, you know, for some kind of other meat, or even the beans, I use the beans right here in the poultry. I don't hardly ever use the manual, but this time we're going to have to, because it's going to cook in about 4 minutes. So, and again, all we're doing is warming the ham. All right, let me back up a little bit and we'll talk again. Hold on, we'll move y'all back. So it's going to take this a while to come up to pressure. So it's not going to start counting the time until it comes up to pressure, which, you know, could take 5 or 6 minutes really. And once it comes up, then this little back safety valve thing is going to pop up. Now, if there was ever a problem that, you know, you were fearful of, it would start hissing right up here, and it would be hissing a long, long time before it would ever blow that valve. So you really don't need to be afraid of these now. They're not like the older pressure cookers, so the only time there would be a problem is if you walk out of the room and you've got the burner or whatever on high with the other type, the stovetop. So the difference in this and the stovetop is it's electric and it's programmable. And so that means that you don't have to stay in the kitchen and you don't have to worry about anything blowing up. I mean, it would have to major malfunction before it would blow up. And even then, it would just blow the safety valve. That's what it's there for. So you don't really need to be afraid. Now, I do remember when my mother had a pressure cooker, and she actually gave it to me. And it was an old Presto, but it was aluminum, and that's really why I got rid of it and got the stainless steel. But the very first time I used it, I was afraid too. I really was. So, you know, fear is a good thing in that you learn what's safe about it. And so anyway, let's go to the one on the stove now. All right, I showed y'all that this one that is a stovetop has the gasket in it. It has the safety valve. You can see it better from here. There it is right there. Now when it comes up to the right pressure, that safety valve is going to appear up here, and it'll be the purple color on this one. And again, you see all that metal? That's what locks the lid on. The lid is never going to come off. The first thing that will happen is the safety valve would blow if anything's wrong. Now on this one, it's got controls there for 0, venting, and pressure 1 and 2. Now on the stovetop, what they want you to do is keep it on the vent to release a lot of the air that would be in it, and then the pressure is going to build up. So you'd wait till the steam's coming up maybe 7 or 8 inches from this little hole, and once it's coming up steady, then you turn it to whatever pressure you want, 1 or 2. And then you have to watch it. So of course I don't use this one as much anymore. I use the Instant Pot a whole lot more. So what you would do is turn it up on high to get it going. Don't leave the kitchen. Stay in the kitchen and watch it. And once it starts steaming like that and you turn it to whatever pressure you want, you need to turn your burner down immediately. Now, sometimes I have even actually moved it off the burner a little bit. Then you have to adjust. So then you might, maybe the steam starts going down, so then you have to turn the burner up a little bit. So you can't just walk away from it. So I call the Instant Pot the walk away pressure cooker, because all you have to do is set it and you can walk away. Now the great thing about the Instant Pot, and I don't get anything for telling y'all about the Instant Pot. I'm not an affiliate of Instant Pot or anything like that. But the thing with the Instant Pot is that it will stay warm for however long you want it. So I'm having visions of, for ladies who work, putting something in there. I don't know if you could do this or not, but because I've never tried it, but maybe you could. And then have it on the slow cooker, because it's a rice cooker and a slow cooker. And then when you come home, you know, if it's not all the way done, then you could do the pressure thing. So it really is a Instant Pot pressure cooker. It's a slow cooker. It's a rice cooker, and of course it cooks meat, poultry, whatever you want. I love it. Okay. It's my definite go-to pot. So anyway, I like the idea of being able to put it on and walk out of the room and go watch TV or the news or something and not have to worry about it. Now this lid is still not locked, but as soon as that pressure heats up, it'll lock in place. There's no way it will come off then. All right, so that's the thing on comparing the two pressure cookers. Now there are other different types of electric pressure cookers, and I don't even know the name brands, but I think the Instant Pot has kind of got the market now. And I also think they might be cheaper. I'm not sure about that though. But what I would do if I was buying another one, I would do the same thing I did before. I looked it up on the internet and tried to find out who had the cheapest price for what I was looking for. And they sell these, I'm not sure if they have them in the stores at Walmart or in the stores at Target, but they certainly have them online. And I would just compare the prices, because I have certainly noticed that Walmart and Amazon compete with prices. If you're checking prices and you look at the price one day and, oh wait, Amazon's cheaper, and then you go back the next day and look, and Walmart will be maybe 25 cents cheaper. They go back and forth a lot. So check your prices on the internet before you order one, and just see what they are. And they very well might have them in the stores. I've just never been looking for them in the stores because I ordered mine online from Amazon. Alright, so I hope that will relieve some of the fear that some of you ladies have about using a pressure cooker. Now, one lady wrote in and said that friends of hers, there were teenagers cooking something and the thing blew up, and I guess it burned them. And you know, in the 1950s that kind of thing happened. I don't really think they had the safety valves on them back then that they do now. They had a little temperature gauge that you had to watch. Alright, so this thing right now, it just popped, and the little, it's actually, I don't know if it's white or not, I think it's silver. The little safety valve has popped up now. So on the timer, it's going to start timing, and probably just very shortly, as soon as that steam builds up. And then when it gets through cooking, it's going to has a little buzzer in there that will tell you it's ready. Alright, so y'all, we're going to let this finish cooking. I'll show you what it looks like when it gets done. Now, we are going to release the pressure in here. And the reason we are, and I'll have my fan on over here because I don't like all that steam in the kitchen. What I'm going to do, and what I've done in the past, when you need to release the pressure, and if you don't, of course, whatever it is will just continue to cook. So you need to release the pressure. So what I do is just put one of these diaper towels over it, turn my fan on, and just flip the button so it releases. And that works. Now, in this type of pressure cooker, what you can do to stop it cooking is just catch some cold water in your sink and just set it down in the cold water, and it'll just a minute or two the pressure will go down. You cannot remove the lid when the pressure's up. It's impossible. The lid will not come off. But once the pressure goes down, of course, you can take the lid off, and that's just another safety precaution. All right, so I can't think, well, I'll tell you this. I did compare cooking in this stove top and cooking in the Instant Pot. Now, this is the same instruction manual that was with my mother's pressure cooker in the 50s, and it has pretty well fallen apart. But anyway, in here I looked up the timing for the cabbage and the timing for the potatoes, and they were a little bit different. The Cabbage Wedges was 3 to 4 minutes in the Instant Pot and 3 minutes in the regular stovetop pressure cooker. The cubed potatoes were 7 to 9 minutes in the Instant Pot and 10 minutes in the stovetop pressure cooker. So the times are real similar. So what I did was pre-cook the potatoes in the microwave just so everything would be done at once. And of course the ham has already been cooked. All it's going to do is warm that up, and hopefully it stays in one piece. So anyway, all right, we'll be back then when this has finished. It's already started timing. Can y'all see that? Now it just locked, this just locked, so there'd be no way you could take the lid off while the pressure is up. No way, it would be impossible. All right, we'll be back when this is ready, and I've got to get our tea ready and the plates out and all that. I've also got to warm up some biscuits, so we'll be back. All right, we are ready to release the steam on this. I was actually doing something else and it's already gone 3 minutes over. So I'm going to put the rag on there and release the steam. And hopefully these are done. If the cabbage is not done, I'll just put it in again for another minute or so. This is the little knife I use to check everything. Alright, so now we're waiting for the little knob to go down because you will not be able to take the lid off as long as that's up. And there it went. It just, y'all hear it? It just popped down. Alright, let's see what it looks like here. My cabbage is not done. Alright. But the potatoes are definitely done. Alright. So I'm going to put this back on. Get it down there. See, it doesn't want to go down. There, because the steam was still up. Alright, we're going to have to put it back on again. I'll go ahead and turn the knob down. And we're going to put it back on for 2 minutes. So I see now that the potatoes and the cabbage would have probably cooked about the same length of time. So next time I'll know that. Alright, so let's clear it. Let's do it on manual. And let's see, let's take it down. I'm going to do it 3 more minutes. That ought to do it for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Got my little vent turned back the other way. Alright, while that's cooking for another 3 minutes, and it should come up to steam pretty quick. See what time it is? We usually eat around 3 o'clock every afternoon. Alright, so I made some more of the butter biscuits this morning, really. And I actually made extra dough because I wanted to make some of this. So what this is the leftover dough from the biscuits I made this morning. And I just flattened it out in just a cake pan and put cinnamon on it and then sugar and then butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this with apples, cooked apples over the top of it. Now the apples I got, last time I bought apples, I bought Gala. And I like those okay, but I really like the Fuji apples. And I'm not real thrilled with the Granny Smith. I mean, they're sour, but they don't have just a whole lot of taste. My favorite is the Fuji. My next favorite is the Pink Lady, and then after that, the Gala. Yeah, but that's what looked the best, so that's why I bought Gala this time. All right, y'all, we're going to let this cook more, and it's not going to hurt the ham. Now, see, the pressure gauge is getting ready to pop up now because everything's already really hot. But it's not going to start timing until the pressure gauge is all the way up. There it went. I can't tell if y'all can see that or not. See, it's all the way up now. All right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. All right, so in conclusion on this Instant Pot and cooking this one-pot meal, I'll have to say that next time I'm going to, when I have, see it's already done now. Next time what I'm going to do is go ahead and just have my potatoes, I'm not going to pre-cook them, and when I did the wedges so none of it would go down in between that little grate, and of course the ham, it doesn't make any difference, and I'm going to actually go ahead and cook 6 minutes or 7 maybe. So, alright, so my pressure gauge is still up. I'm going to go ahead and let some of the steam out. Oh, don't do that, you'll burn your hand. Now just let that rag be on there so it doesn't get all out in the room. Cancel it because I don't really need it to keep anything warm because we're going to eat as soon as I make sure that it's done, y'all. Okay. And I wanted to do this, something I had never done before, just to show y'all there's no real danger in this other than what I just did. I burnt my finger a little bit. It's not bad though, see? It's not. Alright, let's see if that's got it. No, it's still coming out. down in just a second here. There, did y'all hear it click down? All right, so let's have a look at it now. So you can take the lid off once that pressure is released. All right, go to check it. And I think we've got some soft cabbage, and the potatoes are done, and the ham is good and hot. All right, I'm gonna get this on the plate and we'll be back and show you what it looks like. All right, I wanted to show you this too. I just used the same little towel and got a hold of my little tray there, the little basket thing, or whatever you call it, and I was able to lift everything out. So it's all done now. I'm going to get it on the plates, and I do want to show you this. This is the book that comes with the Instant Pot. You can see right here it says electric pressure cooker, and it says the same thing on this one. Well, almost. Programmable electric cooker. So you've got recipes in here, but I didn't find hardly any of them that I could use. What I found beneficial was back here where it's meat, beef, pork, lamb, and then fresh vegetables. So it gives you a timetable, which obviously didn't work. I should have taken the word of this book, the old book. So I think that the pressure on the Instant Pot is probably not quite as high as it would get on the stove top, but you just have to make the adjustments. All right, got to get this on the plate and we'll be right back. All right, we are ready to eat, and here's what it looks like on the plate. This is my plate with the 2 biscuits, iced tea, and there's the dessert. And I did fill that saucer up pretty good with juice, and it all soaks up into the little wedge of biscuit dough. Really, I wanted to show you over here. When I take it out of the oven, I sit it up on a little rack there so it gets real hard, really, and crispy. And then when you put the apple juice on it, it soaks it all up. All right, and there's Mr. Bucky's plate. I did put a little pat of butter on the potatoes and a teeny bit of salt, but nothing on the cabbage except whatever cooked out of the ham. All right, y'all, we are ready to eat. We will see y'all next time. Bye for now.